Hello, 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 everybody. Oh my god, I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm probably more excited than nervous. Oops. But yeah, we are going to be casting the first ever, or my first ever, I should say. Let's get that out of the way. My first ever official Civilization World Cup game. And I am super excited, and I can't wait. Like these players are literally like the best of the best as far as multiplayer goes. And in fact, we have a treat. Like literally, the matchup that I got, I was blessed, is like literally the former world champions from the last time that they did this tournament playing against the now #1 team that is currently #1 in their division. And so it is exciting for me. Not only that, I actually I'm not big on the whole multiplayer scene. I just got into this recently. However, I did actually just recently find out about this whole thing. And so yeah, I cannot wait to be a part of it, and I'm honored that I was even asked. And yeah, but how is everybody doing? Callum's here, Jaybird, Cotton, Ferris. How is everybody doing? And Zach asked a question, what is going on here? What a perfect question, which leads me into, I'll show a little quick video for anybody who's not aware of the Civ World Cup or what they do. It's basically, ooh, hey Normulator, how's it going? I missed you too. So chat's going to be a lot more active, so anybody who wants to ask me a question, like especially once we get going here, make sure to actually like ping me by saying like @GamerGramps. However, Normulator's question, do we know the civs? No, we do not. The way that they do their drafting is, so we're going to load into the game here. I'm just, as you can see, waiting for a link when they host the game. And the way it works is that there's going to be a wave of bans. So there's 4 players on each team, obviously. It's a 4 versus 4. And so there's going to be a wave of 6 bans. So the teams alternate. It goes like team 1 gets to ban 1, and then team 2, and they go back and forth for 6 total bans. And then there's a round of 4 picks. Again, they alternate, right? And so they pick their first 4 picks, or 2 for each team, essentially. And then there's another wave of banning, so 4 more bans for a total of 10 banned civilizations, 5 from each team. And then they pick the final 4 teams. So you are in the dark as far as I am as far as that goes. But that is the way it goes. Meanwhile, though, as we're waiting here, I just wanted to get going. And so I knew everything was running ahead of time. My dogs are walked. I got a big jug of water beside me. I'm all set and raring to go here. So I will quickly turn down the music, and I'll pop open their little trailer here. So for anybody who isn't familiar, this is basically the little trailer that they have for their entire event that it just started for the 3rd time a few weeks ago. But here we go. I'll shut up now. And there we go. Just a quick little introduction for those of you who aren't familiar. I see somebody is typing here, so I'm getting a little bit excited, to be honest. Astikos is also, I believe he's casting in English. There are, if you go down in the description right now, there is actually links to some of the players. There's 3 players from Team Ulysse that they're going to be streaming their actual footage of them playing the game, so those are in the description. And then I also got 1 link to Rage, who's a player from PP Patrol, and you can go check out his Twitch stream if you want to see like the one-on-one action or pop back and forth between commenting and the one-on-one view. That's all down there for everybody to check and see. Other than that, let's get those music back on a little bit and continue on our merry way. So as I said, I'm expecting this to be significantly have a significantly higher view count than I am used to. So please, like I said, at me in chat if you want to get a hold of me. Cotton says, is it a band wave followed by a pick wave? Yeah, so Cotton, if you didn't get that, so there's going to be a band wave of 6 bands, so 3 from each team. Then they're going to pick 4 civilizations that they're playing with, so 2 from each team. Then there will be 4 more bands, again 2 from each team, for a total of 5 bands for each team. And then they pick their last four teams. So that's the way that goes. How's it going, Ricardo? I hope you aren't too hungover, man. I've been there and done that, so I don't envy you at all if you're feeling a little rough this morning. But yeah, I am doing very good. Hey, Mark, how is it going? And don't worry, buddy. Your secret's safe with me. Hey, Jaybird. Holy shit, man. Thank you. Definitely not needed, but definitely appreciated. Freaking $25 is a little bit crazy, man, but thank you. I do appreciate the support. I am so stoked. I bet you all can tell that I'm a little bit excited. Hopefully my nerves will calm down a bit as we get into the game here, but I'm glad to have a whole lot of you with me. Lord Nelson says, got the boys to come and watch. Looking forward to some epic shoutcasting. Well, hopefully I can live up to the hype, Nelson. Grampz says, I don't know about the viewership of this one, as many of the in-game players are streaming already, and you're the first on the YouTube scene. Yeah, Brents, exactly. We'll find out, but I mean, like, realistically, there's only 36 of you here right now, so that's definitely manageable, but we'll see how it goes. And for those of you who haven't been following the Civ World Cup, this week is the last week. It's called like Super Week or something, I think. And basically it's the last week before the playoffs start. So this game is like, not only has 2 of the best teams going head to head, but also it's a huge significance as far as the playoff standings go, because currently Team Ulysses has 3 points and PP has 2 points. So if PP wins today, they'll be tied for first place, and I'm honestly not even sure how the tiebreakers go. Like, I'm sure they have rules and everything accounting for it. I just haven't had a chance to look at it as of yet. But that is weird. I need to check my Twitch stuff. That's why. Sorry, I was recording and I didn't have my stream alerts on, so I appreciate that, Jay. I saw it, but unfortunately the notification didn't pop up, so there, I got that all taken care of. Now we should be good to go as far as that goes for the rest of the stream. But again, as I said, donations are appreciated, but not necessary by any means, especially like if you want to get my attention, like I said, just ping me, and we'll go from there. So we are still waiting on the invite here from Distoria, who's one of the players from Team Ulysses. So that's kind of where we are. Pt.1's another player from PP Patrol, actually. So yeah, he's asking just as much as we are. We should be good to go anytime here. Hey Adele, how is it going? Jigger says, when is the match starting? It was supposed to start 4 minutes ago, so I would imagine any minute. The players involved are asking, and it's Distoria who's hosting, I believe. So we will know as soon as I know. You'll know because you're seeing it on the screen in front of me here. This is the official CWC Discord server, and again, links for all that kind of stuff is down in the description below if anybody's interested in looking into it more. Adele says, I think I've been playing a defective game in Civ 6. I only need 7 capitals to win in domination, correct? Slam dunk win, correct. Well, it depends on how many Civs there are in the game. Off the top of my head, I think you need to kill every single one in the game if you're playing on like bigger maps. But again, I'm not 100% sure on that. Ferris says, what games? Oh, modes. All right, so yes, Zeke asked, Ulysse is a French team, if I'm right. Correct. By their name, not their name. Sorry, by their title, it's a French flag, like their banner or whatever, their logo. So, and yeah, just from personal knowledge, yes, they are all made up of team or players from France, except for Jack the Ripper, I believe, who's from a different country. He's the exception to the rule, but the other 5 players are from France themselves. So yes. And then so Ferris asked, what game modes are they using? Or what mods are they using? That's a very, very good question. We're using the ones that we are going to be spectating with, and then other than that, we're using Better Balance Start and then another mod called Better Balanced Game, and that one is quite significant, but basically it mutes everything, or not mutes everything, it balances everything rather. So like it nerfs the overpowered civilizations, it buffs the shittier ones and kind of puts them all on a level playing field. There's changes to the religions, there's changes to the pantheons, there's changes to the governors, all sorts of stuff. So we'll get into that more specifically once we get going. But yeah, very, very good question. CERN says, what map are they playing this weekend? That's another good choice. So this game is going to be held on the continents and islands map. So I'll go ahead. I did a little bit of, oops, apparently not. Did a little bit of preparation here. So this is the group stage. As you can see here, we're in Group A, and this is the match we're hosting right here, Ulysse against PP Patrol, and we are on continents and islands map. So they actually did play 2 weeks ago, and I watched quite a bit of that game last night, and they were on a Pangaea map, and as you can see, Team Ulysse won. So it's basically going to be like a revenge match on a completely different map set, so that's very interesting. And as you can see here, as I already mentioned, in case you weren't here for that part, Ulysse is ranked number 1 with 3 points. PP Patrol's right behind them with 2. However, as I already said too, PP Patrol did win the previous, like, season 2 of the tournament, so they're the current world champions. And it's going to be a very exciting game, or should be anyways. I can't wait till we actually get started. Adele said, I would be the 8 Civ. I feel like my first DD game victory is tainted if I keep going. Currently at turn 450. It hurts, laugh out loud. Ooh, Adele, yeah, that's rough, man. Turn 450 would crush my soul. But yeah, you need to get it like 7 other civs. If you're in an 8-person game, you need to get all their capitals. But remember, you only need their capitals, right? So like after you take over your first neighbor in domination games, you should generally be like only targeting capitals and basically like do like a pincer move. If you don't want the cities, just burn them as you go, so you don't have to worry about loyalty, and then literally just like go beeline straight for their capitals, take the capital, and then peace out. Just make sure that loyalty is not going to be a problem. So sometimes if you have 2 or 3 different armies, you have to like time it out so you don't take the capitals until like the same turn or pretty close. So other than that though, if you like have your armies parked around there, you can literally just, if the city flips, like attack it again. It's not the end of the world. You just have to be careful if you do piece them out that you're going to have to wait 10 turns before you can re-engage the war. So be careful with that. Cotton says, consider nukes. It's always a good suggestion, Cotton. You can never go wrong with nukes in a domination game if you're that late in it and they're available. Definitely makes for some interesting gameplay, that is for sure. We're up to 52 viewers now, so the count is growing. It's good to see. Sorry for the delay here. We are waiting on the invite. But as I said, this is like literally the correct place that we're waiting in. I was literally correct, or I was worried earlier, so I sent a message, is this the correct channel that I wait for, because I've never done one of these before, and I got the thumbs up from the actual organizer of the whole event. So I know we are in the right place, and one of the players here, Destoria, he's from Team Ulysses, and he said he'll give us a link when the game is hosted. So that's what we're waiting on. Nukes and death robots can't be produced anymore for some reason. Thanks for that advice. That's weird. Is your game glitching out or something? Or, oh, you don't have enough uranium, Adele? That would be what it is. You need to make sure that you have enough uranium to sustain them. So one thing you can do too, there's a policy card that boosts the amount of uranium you get. So, yeah. Akash says, is this 1 versus 1? No, this is not. This is a 4 versus 4 competitive multiplayer matchup. It's about the Civ World Cup. Since we got time to kill... Oh, Bren says, can we see the team rosters? Yeah, for who's playing today. Let me quickly grab that, because I... Oh, wait, I downloaded it. Never mind. I can pull it up here. Just give me 2 seconds. Here is the... Yeah, here we go. Here is the lineup for today. As I said, Team Ulysse. So this is made up of all French players except for Jack the Ripper. And then Pt.1 is a mixed bunch, basically, of a bunch of different European and Eastern European players, as far as I'm aware. But here we go. These are the lineup for today, because each team actually has more players than this. But today we got Destoria, Ledge, MJK, and Jack the Ripper. So we are in for a treat here, as Jack the Ripper is arguably one of the, like, either the best or one of the best Civilization players in the world as far as multiplayer goes. I've heard great things about Ledge, and I've seen Destoria do some interesting things in the couple games that I watched to sort of prepare myself for it. I'm actually, of PP Patrol, I've only seen Falcon and Rage play, because I've seen their other players in previous games that I looked on, so it should be an interesting match. I'm sure Ben and Sam are very good players as well. As I said, the team, like, PP Patrol here is the current world champions at the moment, and the both teams are neck and neck as of right now, leading into the playoffs that start next week. So that is super exciting as well. And again, here you can see the group stage. Here's the maps they've played on before in week 1, week 2, and week 3. And here is the current rankings right now as they sit. And then on the other side, you got CC and Pyramid are both with 3 points each. So the playoffs should definitely be fun stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, here we go. We got the Steam lobby. Yep, I'm sure. All right, so I'm going to actually throw on the big Be Right Back screen to get this all figured out. I won't be too much longer whatsoever, I assure you. All right, here we go. We are in the lobby and everything is going good as of now. Let's not jinx this, so knock on wood. I shut my camera off only because, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to the vape store before this event went live, so I'm smoking cigarettes and I don't want to condone that. It's the biggest regret of my life, honestly. And so, yeah, that's what's going on here. But here we go. So, Cash asks a very good question. Does Civ have a spectator mode? Oops. It does not normally, but we have a mod on called Better Spectator Mod, which as you can see here next to my name at the top, I am now a spectator. Let's actually choose a cooler color than that. I'm going to go with yellow and black because I'm a fucking Saints fan, and that's why we're going with yellow and black. But yeah, so as everybody connects in here and gets their mods up to date and all that, the teams are going to start picking here. We'll cover it all as we go along. It should be interesting. So if you weren't here when I talked about it, hey Zeke, how is it going? I'm glad you got back just in time. And yes, we are going to be seeing the bans and the pick, as that is a very important part of this. So again, in case anybody missed it, yes, CERN, both teams have remap tokens left. So the way that this works is that once we get into the game, the teams are going to have 8 turns to play the game, and at the 8 turn mark of the game, they can decide to opt for a reroll of the map if they don't like the way it's looking. But basically each team has 3 remap tokens, they're called, that they start the entire tournament with. And so they can only do this a very limited amount of time. So it's a strategic thing. Like, you only want to use it if you're basically completely fucked. So we'll see whether they use them here. I doubt they do unless something is like really unfavored, because I would expect, like, my thoughts on it would be that you'd want to hold on to as many of them as you can going into the playoffs that start next week. But again, I'm just a spectator, not a player. So I don't know. That's up for the big boys to decide. And yes, Hassan, I agree. Smoking is bad, yo. It's pathetic of me, to be completely honest. But yeah, so Nemesis, this is the Civ World Cup. And it is basically professional Civilization players that are playing. And yeah, it should be a fun time. And so Akash, by the way, as far as needing or Civ having a spectator thing, we're using a mod. So that's why you can see spectator next to Game of Grampz here. And we're going to basically have God mode of this entire game and be able to see everything. We're going to be able to go and look at what the players are looking at. We're going to be able to see what text they're researching, what civics they're researching, what pantheons they choose, all sorts of fun different stuff. And we'll get into it. But again, so if any of you missed the start here, oh yeah, sorry. Philip answered for me. He beat me to the punch, but Akash had asked how long do these go for, and generally these games go for between 3 and 6 hours. And we're going to be in it, or at least I am for that matter, for the long haul. Hassan says that's kind of long. I live in the SEA and already midnight where I am. Yeah, man, no worries, Hassan. I mean, you're here as long as you're here. Enjoy it, and it's always going to live on my YouTube channel anyway, so you can always come back and watch the VOD later. As you can see, I always read the questions that my chat asks me when I'm answering them, so that way. So that way people who are watching this later can actually follow along really easily, and they can have it full screen or be in another room doing something else, or, you know, just listen to it from afar and be able to keep up with the flow of conversation. So again, keep tagging me, everybody, if you have a question for me, because chat, I'm sure, is going to get a lot more active, especially once the game actually gets going here. But again, so how this is going to work now, like once everybody's loaded in, there is going to be, because all the civilizations are available in the game, and how it works is that there's going to be a wave of bans. So each team is going to alternate, and there's going to be 6 bans for 6 different. They can like pick back and forth between 6 different civilizations they don't want in the game. Then there's going to be a round of 4 picks. So 2 from each team, and then there'll be 4 more bans, and the last 4 picks for, again, 2 from each team, and they're alternating during all of that. Casper says, any estimation on the start time? It was actually supposed to get going about 20 minutes ago. We seem to be pretty much all loaded into the game here and ready to go, so I would literally assume it's going to be starting any minute. But again, this is my first time ever casting one of these, so I'm not really an expert on that by any means. Chris asks, what's the general meta or composition? Is it heavily domination skewed? Religion? Does anyone ever win culture? Very, very good question, Chris. And actually, it is a whole range of different things. I've seen domination games, I've seen culture games, and I've seen science games so far, and one diplomatic game, but that wasn't in the CWC. So there are tons of different choices, and it's not just a slugfest like the free-for-alls is, because it's a team dynamic. It's 4 against 4, and these are some of the best players in the whole world as far as it comes to Civ. It really opens up for some interesting strategies. And yeah, so quickly here, I'm going to again quiet down the music for a second, and I'll go ahead and show the little introduction here for those of you who don't really know about this. I'll show the trailer for the event, so I'll shut up here. I personally love the music for this. It gets me right hyped, I'm not gonna lie. And there you go. So again, all the information for this kind of stuff is in the description of the video. There's also 4 of the players here are streaming them playing, like their personal viewpoint. So those links are in the description as well. And on top of that, like the Twitter and different handles for the Civ World Cup, like their YouTube thing, I think is in there. I might have forgotten that one though, now that I'm thinking about it. But there's a bunch of stuff that you can check in the description down below. And Major King Kong asks, who are the players? Very good question. I'll go over that again as well. So this is the matchup that we're looking at right here. This is Team Ulysse here against Pt.1. So Team Ulysse is based in France for everybody except for one of their players, which is playing today, but we'll see that in a second here. So we got MGK, Destoria, Lej, and Jack the Ripper on Team Ulysse. So Jack is the only player that isn't from France on Team Ulysse. However, he is arguably the best Civilization player in the world. So we're in for a treat, or should be anyway. And then Pt.1 are actually the current world champions from last season's tournament, and they have Falcon, Rage, Ben, and Sam representing them. So this is the lineup of the players that are in the game that we're about to watch here whenever they kick it off. But yeah, we're just waiting on them to get everything started. So how is everybody else doing? And again, too, this is my first time spectating and commentating on one of these games, so it's definitely going to be a learning process for me. Feel free to leave me comments in chat here if you're seeing it live, or if you are watching this after the fact. Definitely leave me comments down below if you have suggestions on things I can improve on. Don't worry, I got my big boy pants on today. I'm not going to cry on stream. And just keep in mind that assholes get banned around here. So I mean, be constructive with the criticism, otherwise you'll be getting a swift kick out the door. Adele says, are these players allowed to communicate to one another? Yes, they will be communicating during the whole entire game with each other. There, I'm sure, will be some chirping in the general chat that we'll be able to see, but otherwise, each team will have its own private communication, and they'll be conversing and working together in unison throughout the entire game. That's probably one of the most exciting things for me, at least, about the whole aspect of this live multiplayer event, especially the caliber of players that we're about to watch play the game. Not only are they very good, but they also work very well together. Like, you can funnel gold to your teammates to help them buy things and like help defend them. You can trade great works between your team in order like to buff up a culture civ and really go hard for a culture win. There's so many different unique strategies that are like basically just totally totally unique, for a lack of another better word off the top of my head, to the whole multiplayer game environment. But more specifically, it's a lot more common in the actual team games than like the standard free-for-all multiplayer games that we have. Gandhi says respect for Crackcaster. Okay, here we go. So we are in the staging room now. All right, so here we go. So basically, this is the way it goes. They are currently going to be voting on banning teams, so banning civilizations from the game. So we're going to have a total of 10 leaders, civilizations banned to begin with. And the way it goes is we're going to have this first wave of 6 bans. So right now we have 15 seconds and counting before the first team is going to ban a civilization they don't want in the game. And then it's going to alternate to the other team, and it's going to go back and forth. There we go. So Catherine, the Black Queen, is tossed out of the game. Nobody is allowed to pick her. And now, again, we got 30 seconds waiting on the next pick here. Zeke says it plays very fast. I think there's a 1 and 30-second timer per turn. It does play very fast, I agree, but the timer is actually in this. With the mods that we're using, it's actually a competitive timer, so it scales depending on how many units people have and how much stuff is going on in the game. So it does play very fast though, but again, the timer fluctuates. Here we go. Ooch says, good luck, Gamer Grampz, you're awesome. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. Hey, Shadow Hunter Bob. Hey, Bobby, how's it going? For those of you who don't know, Bobby's actually like my true, in real life, best friend. We've known each other since we were like knee high. Okay, so the next banned civilization is Shaka. He is out of the game. So again, we're just alternating here. So one team is banning one civ, and then the next one goes back and forth. So we got 13 seconds until we find out the third civ that will not be in the game. And then once we hit out these 6 bans, then we're going to have 4 picks from the teams. Okay, so Gaul is out. Because again, with the mods that we are using, every civilization is in the game, including Byzantium and Gaul at the moment. But I would not be surprised to see Byzantium in one of the ban waves here before we get our picks. But again, we will see how it happens. Gandhi says, will you use nukes? Gandhi, I'm not playing the game, man. Your guess is as good as mine. We're going to have to see how everything rolls out here. Hey, StarCraft Check. How's it going? StarCraft says, thanks for casting. Really, really enjoy esports and Civ 6. Nice to get them both. I agree. And I love your name, by the way. I'm a huge StarCraft 2 nerd. I can't play it, but I love it. And I watch DSL religiously. So for me to be involved in a freaking esports scene about Civilization 6, I'm just honored that they thought of me. Meanwhile, as I'm yammering here, we got Genghis Khan is out of the game now. 2 more bans left before we find out who the first 2 players from each civ will be picking or be playing. And so again, just a reminder that when they pick these civilizations before the next ban wave, we're not going to find out who's actually playing them, because this is like the teams are talking about it and working together, and they will shuffle themselves accordingly depending on the civilizations that they end up picking, and we'll find that out after the final ban wave. So Phoenicia is out of the game as well, not surprisingly, as we're playing on a continents and islands map set today, and I would not be surprised if quite a few more naval civilizations get the boot before it's done. And another one falls here. We got we got Victoria of England is out of the game. Again, I would not be surprised to see a lot more naval civilizations getting the boot here, but we are finally on to the actual team picking here. So we got 38 seconds and counting until we find out who the first civilization we're actually going to be watching is playing. So I'm excited. Hope everybody is enjoying this. All right, so we got 17 seconds. Ooh, it's getting close. The suspense is killing me. Oh, here we go. Harold is in the game. I do believe that's how it works. They pick it here and it shows up here. So it looks like the first 2 picks are Harold of Norway, obviously, from Lej. But again, it's not necessarily going to be Lej playing him. So we got Harold, we got Japan, we got the Mari, and then I think this is probably an air, I would guess. That is just not showing up properly, so I wonder who this pick is. Oh shit, that kept showing, sorry. Apologies about all that. I just gotta change it here because it's on loop right now. That's my bad. Sorry about that. All right. So big skull lie down. Of course, my dogs are going to make this interesting. All right, so we got. Oh, maybe those those choices didn't count. I don't know, because now we're seeing. Oh, sorry, these are the bans. My bad. Okay, so Eleanor is banned. Yeah, these are not the picks. Yeah, so those were the picks that we just saw, the first 4 picks. Now this is the last 4 bans. So we got Eleanor banned over here. Gandhi says, "I'll be disappointed if no one chooses me." I'll give you a hint. I'm expecting Gandhi to be chosen. Gandhi Storia here is actually playing, so I guess they had a last minute swap that he must have be taking over for Ben or something. I don't see Ben here. Oh no, real name Ben's here still. So I'm not sure who Gandhi replaced. I don't see Rage. Yeah, okay, so Gandhi Storia must have stepped in for Rage on the PP Patrol, and he always picks India. That's a little foreshadowing here. So as long as Gandhi isn't banned, you should be in luck. Our Gandhi in chat. Zeke says, "Okay, good to know. Good luck for the stream." Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I am freaking really looking forward to it. Hey, Lustaba, you made it over here too. Good to see you. And we got Imam in chat. So again, Imam, if I sent the comment to you, I replied to your comment, but I haven't seen an answer back yet. So let me know if you prefer to go by Ahmad, and I'll go with that. But otherwise, I believe Imam is your first name based on that. Okay, so we got the Mapuche are banned as well, and so are the Scythians. So we are on the last ban here. So it looks like it didn't show up properly here. So it's Ethiopia. Menlik is banned. I believe that's what Lej is saying here. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's just that the mod's not showing it properly at the moment. It's going to take a minute to update, and I'm pretty sure that is their pick for the ban, but I'm not 100% sure. Because again, like I said, I am new to this whole thing. This is my first time casting one of these, so we're going to have to learn a bit trial by fire. Hey Ryan, how is it going? Yes, this is the second ban phase. Sorry, you're right. I know there's a little bit of delay between me talking and you guys chatting and whatnot. And Och says, "Hope to see Byzantium as I'm having trouble making them work." Och, I would definitely suggest you take a look at my Byzantium playthrough if you're having trouble with them, but I agree with that. If we don't see them banned here, which I don't think we do, because I'm pretty sure I'm reading this correctly, that Lej picked Ethiopia to ban. So as far as I know, Byzantium is in play right now, and I would love to see some fucking Dromans in this game going ham in the early game, man. That would make for some really interesting spectating, that is for sure. Has any player picked the Khmer Empire? Not as of right now. We have only gotten 4 of the 8 players have chosen their teams, so we're just waiting on this section here. Shadow, go lie down. We're just waiting on this section here to count out, and now we're gonna pop back to the leader selection. Okay, Shadow, go. Sorry, the dogs are like children sometimes. Jigger says Byzantium in. Yes, they are in as of right now. They have not been picked as of yet, but we are done the ban wave now, and they're active. So whether somebody picks them or not is yet to be seen. Your guess is as good as mine. Fingers crossed though, because like I said, that would freaking be epic to see as far as I'm concerned. Khmer got nerfed hard in the Better Balance game mod, Philip says, and they definitely are. But again, like all the changes in these mods that we're using are to balance out multiplayer, right? So the nerfs are nerfs compared to the single player versions of them, but in the end it makes for a much more enjoyable experience for everybody because it's a lot more balanced, hence the name, Better Balanced Game. Scroll down. Oh, I'm missing out. I guess they are picking. Good. Thank you for the heads up, Corny. I appreciate it. All right, so we got these were the first ones here. We got Herald, Japan. We got Norway, Japan, the Mari, Indonesia, Cyrus, Trojan. Unfortunately, they went with Peter, Rough Rider, Teddy, Rome, and Persia here. So these are the final 4 picks, and the players might shuffle around a little bit here now that the picks have been made. But thank you for the heads up, Corny. I appreciate it, because I assumed it was going to come up here again. But here we go. So, and you can see by their teams. So team 2, which is PP Patrol, is going to consist of Japan and Persia. Oh wait, they're shuffling around. But yeah, so Mari, Persia, Japan, and Russia against Rough Rider, Teddy, Rome, Indonesia, and Norway. So yeah, it all depends. And I'm sorry, Gandhi. Gandhi says no. So you are not in the game this time, my friend. I built up all the hype. Every single other game I've watched of this, where I've seen Gondastoria play, he's always picked Gandhi. So I'm sorry for letting you down, my friend. And I'm a little bit disappointed too that nobody went ahead and picked Byzantium, as that would have been real fun to watch. But maybe next time. Big Corny in the chat. Yeah, Falcon is Southrix. Yes, Callum asks, is the most recent Better Balanced Game update active where they nerfed the new civs? Yes, we are using the 3.16.2 version of the Better Balanced Game mod. So not only did the Gaul got nerfed again in that one, they readjusted the changes they had originally made, but then also there was a huge nerf to Reina, the governor, because some of the choices with in conjunction with different policy cards or city states, you could literally buy units, unlimited units for free. So they have fixed that, and that is the game mode that we are on the mod version we are on right now. It's the most current up-to-date one, so hopefully there won't be any wrinkles as far as that goes. What domination civs are in, asked Adele. We got Cyrus, who's pretty good for domination. Rome's pretty good for domination. Japan can be good for domination depending on how they're played. Herald is also good for domination. Coupe in a multiplayer setting is surprisingly very good at domination, just because of the flexibility that it being able to start in the ocean and pick and choose where you want to settle gives you. And so is Rough Rider Teddy. So we'll go over, while we wait here, we'll go over their different abilities, because we are using the Better Balanced Game mod, so they have changed. So basically, oh, well, never mind. We'll have to wait till we get in the game. It was a good thought while it lasted. Gandhi says, I'm expecting to see some nukes drop, so that's present enough. Yeah, Gandhi, given your name, you should definitely find that appealing. Corny says buffed and nerfed again. You're talking about Gaul, I assume, then? Och says, I expect a Russia culture win. Very could be, very well could be. We'll have to see, because again, remember, as we load into the map here, we're going to see. So I have very good internet. I'm assuming, yeah, that we loaded in first before anybody else. So, all right. We got Persia, I assume. Oh no, Rome. This is Rome. All right. So we got Lej is over here. And then there's no, oh, there is somebody south of them. Oh, Valletta. Okay, here we go. So we got Lej. I like watching the text, yeah, so we'll stay watching the text here. So Coupe is going for a religion and going for astrology. Where is he, though? Let's pop over and see. Alright, so he is up here. And he's already decided on a religion. At the moment, there's nobody on his little continent, or not little island, rather. It's not much of a continent. And then actually this huge continent doesn't have any, well, other than Persia is by himself at the moment. So just imagine all this room to frickin' just Sim City right up, and Persia and Coupe are on the same team, so they can literally carve up this entire island. Other than we got MGK over here from the other team is by himself on that continent, or on this side of the mountain range, rather. So that should be pretty interesting, because I assume Coupe is going to come over, but he is kind of far out there, so maybe he does settle that island and then move to the continent after, when they find out how much room there is. Otherwise, down here, we got Rome. So Rome is being played by Lej. He's, again, one of the best players on the team from what I've been told, and from the little that I've seen. And Jack, as well, is another good player who's controlling Norway. But Rome has lots of room to play with. And let's keep poking about the map. We got Watermelon Juice Maker here. So we got Jack the Ripper is over here on the coast with a lot of room to play with. So that should be interesting for him. As I said, he is quite the player from what I've been told and from the little that I've seen. And then he's got his teammate over here sharing the continent with him so far. So that should be interesting as well. Alright, so we got Jack and Liege are both opening up with mining first. We got Coupe so far. Oh, no, I was going to say the only one, but he's not. We also got Falcon with Russia going for astrology. Sam playing Japan is opening up sailing. Persia's opening up mining as well. And Indonesia is sailing too. So over here, we got Japan on the far side. As I said, Sam is controlling them. And they have quite a lot of room to play with. Everybody seems to have quite a lot of room to play with, to be completely honest. So we definitely got it. As far as wonders go, this is the first one I've noticed anyway. We got the Fountain of Youth. Gamer. So Callum says they're all going to be fighting for Auckland for sure. Yeah, speaking of city-states, let's take a look at that. We got Auckland in the game, which definitely will be either a victim really quickly or defended fiercely. Because if you don't know, shallow water tiles you provide +1 production and an additional +1 when you reach the industrial era. So they are going to be a powerhouse city-state to control in this game. Other than that, Brussels is the only other industrial one. And then for the militaries, we got a variety of Preslav, Valletta, and Granada. And then Muscat is the sole commercial or mercantile, however you want to pronounce it, city-state. And then we got quite a few different faith ones. So we got Arma, Yerevan, Jerusalem, and Kandy as far as they go. And then Hattusa is the lone city-state. And I apologize. My dog is definitely going to end up pissing in the house if I don't get her out in a minute. But this is like literally the worst time for her to have to go. I took her out to the bathroom before I started streaming. So I'm hoping she's just thirsty, but she quite possibly stole a bunch of my other dogs' water and probably does have to go pee. Jack destroying on Norway every game he gets it so far. Okay, good to know. Yeah, he is a very fierce player. And again, in case you weren't here at the very beginning, if you look in the description below, there is links to Jack's personal stream where he's showing his viewpoint, and then Destoria is also showing his viewpoint on his stream, and Rage is, so Coupe, Rome, and Norway have their streams, and the links are in the description below if you want to go take a look at their one-on-one things. Callum says, imagine Kilroy. Yeah, exactly. That would just be crazy. All right, so again, the only two that are opening up religion are France, are Russia and Coupe. All right, forgive me. I apologize. I'm going to have to take a quick break and just run and take my dog out for a piss. It'll literally be a minute. I'll leave the screen here on Jack and see what he's doing. But as you can see, I apologize for the whining. I'm going to be back, but it won't be very often. As far as the resource icons go, let me just check. I do believe I have them on. Yeah, I'll try popping them on and off. Sometimes they don't show up with the mod that we're using to spectate. They they'll pop in and out. But yeah, I have my resource icons toggled, checked in. So that is what is causing that issue, to be completely honest. But again, I will be right back. I'll leave it on Jack's screen here so you can kind of see what he does in the next couple of turns, but it really shouldn't take me long at all. It'll just be a couple minutes. All right, let's go. Hurry up. Let's go. All right, sorry about that. Hopefully we didn't miss much. Okay, so it looks like oh no, the turns are still going. I just, for a second, I thought somebody had dropped. So Jack has opened up Scout first, followed by a Settler. So that is good. He's poking around with his Warriors. Again, sometimes it glitches out again a little bit. As you can see, we can't see his Warrior here, but we'll just have to kind of deal with it as we go. Make sure to ask me in chat, like to tag me if you want me to look into certain things, if you want me to check for pantheons, if you want me to check for the civilization's abilities and whatnot. I'll be trying to do my best, but I'm going to try and focus on, so Ledge has found a goodie hut and got a free scout. That is nice. So Ledge is over here as Rome, right here, and got a scout for his effort. So he's poking about. His Warrior, I guess, was the one that grabbed the goodie hut. He's about to meet Valletta if he continues down that path. We got some nice horsies here. I really hope that the map icons do pop back in, as I'm not 100% sure what all of them are, but we can see if I hover over them. So we got Silk here. Over here we have Spices. Sorry, I'm blind. So again, he opened up Scout into Settler as well. And then let's pop around over here. America went double Scout, it looks like, if this is correct, I would assume. And then, oh, we got Mount Kilimanjaro too. So that is going to be very, oh, right next to Auckland too. Oh my. And it looks like Washington's heading over here. So MGK is, looks like if he continues along the path eastward, is going to find Auckland first, which will be a very nice pickup. Because again, remember that all these teams share sites. So as soon as MGK finds them, Lej, Gondastoria, and Jack will also know that they're in the game and be able to send them envoys, I do believe. So over here, Proppy, Arabia, Hack City. So this is Persia, I believe, and that is real name. So that's Ben over here is going to be doing some interesting city naming, it looks like. I'm guessing that he is streaming as well, and most likely is probably having chat pick his names. Hey Bobby, how is it going? IT Nerd Gaming says, Gamer Grampz, can you show Japan? I think I missed it when you showed them Spawn. Sure thing, boss man. Happy to do it. Alright, so, oops. Here we go. They are down here. I'll pop back to my world view. And, so they have a nice start. Again, they don't know that these resources are here. We have God mode. So they got Niter over here to the east a little bit. They have a decent start with citrus, obviously that would be, and then they got horses here as well, another citrus up there. They got some oil over here and some oil down here as well, or no, that's coal, sorry, coal, 2 sources of coal, or no, I'm mixing them up, aren't I? Oh god, I am. Alright, so this is the darker one is oil, that's coal, so that's darker as well. So they got 2 sources of oil. Or no, I just saw it for a second. I am mixing it up. So the darker one is coal and the lighter one is oil, I believe. Because I saw the icon, like, I don't know if you guys caught that there, but it popped up for a split second. So hopefully these icons do start showing up. Oh, I have it turned off now. Like, so when I was clicking it, I guess I had clicked it off. So here we go. We got it back in business. So I was wrong. It's actually honey, not citrus. I definitely didn't see the freaking honeys and the bee flying around there. So 1 second. I'm going to go ahead to put one of my dogs in the kennel because they are starting to act up and roughhouse with each other, which is okay on a normal day, but not during this. Falcon was the first to pick Dance of the Aurora. So Falcon, again, is playing as Russia, so that's no surprise that they chose to go that route. Okay, Shadow, go lie down. Good boy, go lie down. Good boy, yeah. Good boy. All right, crisis averted. Shadow is resting and enjoying his time out in the kennel. All right, so basically, this is what I was saying. We have up until turn 8 now, and now the teams are going to vote for a remap, and they have an ability. It's called they have a remap token, I believe. They start the whole tournament with 3 of them, and if it's not a consensus by everybody to remap, which it looks like it is here, so it looks like we are going to be remapping, and we'll be starting all over again. I do believe there's a limit to the amount of times. Like, I think it's just 1 remap, and then if you want another remap, you have to use one of those things. Oh, never mind. So the majority voted to keep playing the game. So forget what I said. Just goes to show you how that this is my first stream. Goodbye says, Gamer Grampz, I know the reset icons are bugged, but you left them off last, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you got it. Thanks. I didn't see that until now, but I'm glad that I caught it there when I was clicking around. So we have them working in the moment,